Welcome back. Thanks to all those who voted in the last section of players there. We are back. Another episode of the Hall of Fame. We're going to go through the next 16 players here. I'm excited about these 16, and we're going to jump right into it this time. If you want to know the rules, watch the last podcast. Let's start with the 4 seed versus the 61 seed. Caleb, who you got?
We've got my brother, a.k.a. Sheriff, a.k.a. the only person who made the Sheriff filter on Snapchat relevant, Jared Youngman. And we have Wizard from Orrible, Zach Wisniewski. I love Wizard. Wizard has been a big face in Orrible, but this is the Leroy podcast. Sheriff has been here from the beginning. He's a champion. He's one of the fresh young faces of the league. Potential to be one of the better hitters all time in Leroy history. This one's pretty easy. Sheriff advances. Greg, what do you got?
Well, thanks for having me on.
Welcome to the show. Hey, Greg.
Thanks.
Caleb, thanks for being here.
Hey, Greg.
Yeah, I don't think this is much of a competition either. I love Sheriff, but I think the Wiz pulls it out. No, I'm just joking.
Wow.
No, Sheriff wins this one for me. I think done too much, too high of a seed, won too many achievements, and been an owner forever. So a lot going for the Sheriff. So Tim, what is?
I'm really disappointed I didn't introduce you, Greg. I feel
It's
bad.
all right.
I feel really bad. Are you plucking my mic?
All right. Well,
4 games for Wiz, 61 games for Sheriff. I mean, it ain't hard to go over that. Sheriff has a career 81 home runs, third. He's got 153 RBIs, third. 147 runs scored, third. Career 470 average, and 457 at bats, which is 6th. So getting third in those categories while still being 6th in at bats means something. But I think the Sheriff knocks this one out. So we will go to who they will win, and this one's interesting to me. And this one I think is going to be these late 20, early 30 matchups are fun. They're a good time. I'm getting excited, Greg.
I can see.
My nipples are aroused. Number 29 seed, and I'm shocked that he's number 29. Alex Friedman against number 36, Austin Gibson, who has played 3 of the 4 years, and Alex has only played 1. So, Greg, hit me with what you got on Alex Friedman and Austin Gibson.
I think there's some commissioner collusion going on in this matchup, how Friedman's is this high, but because he was dropped by one of the championship teams, so, I mean, because of his pitching was so bad, so I don't know. So we got Friedman. Who else I
Austin
got?
Gibson.
Okay. For me, this is a tough one. I don't know. I think kind of at the end of the year, Austin winning the home run derby and all that and playing very well in the limited role he did, I think kind of boosted him up in my mind and a lot of other people's minds. So I would say slim win to Gibson there.
This is a tough one for me. Should I go for my manager?
Oh, we know who
in-
you're
in-
going to
in
pick.
Maple
Don't
City,
even waste your time.
or are we going to do Austin Gibson? I've known Gibby back from high school. I've known Alex this past year. If we're talking about Leroy accomplishments, Alex led the Otters to a second round appearance. He also went to Nationals. Austin was my teammate. I stuck with him throughout the whole year. He won the home run derby. But when push comes down to shove, I'm going to have to go with my boy Al Friedman.
Of course.
You guys bring up some great points on this, and this is a better matchup than I thought. Alex Friedman has played 21 games to Austin Gibson's 19 games. Austin Gibson is 13-6, Friedman 11-10. I think if Austin Gibson plays this full year, this is a different story. I think he's obviously a higher ranking, but the home run derby performance from Gibson was one of the best things I've seen in a while.
That was insane. I loved that.
19 homers in a minute?
No one thought he could beat Wes.
That's unreal. And you could catch that video on our Facebook page. It's great. But Alex Friedman, he really took Leroy and made it his own this year and played 21 games in his first season, and it really took on the Otters name and promoted that Otters, and that was huge for us, and it did good things for it. For me, I hate choosing, but I'm gonna go with the higher seed Friedman on this one, but I'm doing that because Gibson loves to prove
live
people
life
wrong.
on the edge.
Gibson loves to prove people wrong, man, and watch out for him next year. So we're gonna start off, Greg. Who do you got? Jared, Zach, Friedman, and Gibson making this Sweet 16.
Oh, Jared, I think that one's
Sheriff
pretty
moves on
easily,
here
yeah.
very, very handily.
Yeah, I think the Sheriff will get it, but
I think a lot of these matchups aren't going to be that, like, these top, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
6. I don't
Yeah.
think they're going to be much of a question.
the fun one there will be the Alex versus Austin. Whoever
Yeah,
wins
for
that will
sure.
get destroyed by Jared. We'll move on to the 20 versus 45. Interesting matchup here. I don't think it'll be hard. Jeremiah Wilcher's the 20, Jeremy Ross the 45.
Jeremiah has been an above-average player in Leroy. I wouldn't call him a Tier 1 or Tier 2 player. I think he'll go in the second round of the draft this year, maybe early first.
Wouldn't that
late
be tier
first.
2 then?
I would say 5 and 5. You got 5 players.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what you get on a roster this year. So you have Tier 1, 5 players, Tier 2, 10. I'd say, Tier 3 or 4. But he was on a national He's a very good player, but we have a lot of talent in the league now. We got a new influx of players. So Jeremiah, I think, deserves that 20 seed. He's a good pitcher. His hitting could be better. Kind of a history with, what's his face? Jeremy Ross? Yeah, Jeremy Ross. Me and him got into it in an horrible series. He tried to call me out for getting me out on a play, and so I told him, I just asked who he was. But he's actually a decent guy. He's uber excited about wiffle ball. He was a trader. He went to the Granger Panthers, leaving the Godfathers, the team that brought him on. Just wanted to ask you, Jeremy, how that worked out for you this year. That's right, an early exit. Forgot about that. But he's going to be coming back this year. I'm excited for him to join Leroy more. We always love it, guys that get excited about the league. So, but Jeremiah wins this one.
Yeah, Jeremiah, I think, is easy pick for me. I think he's a little bit higher than what Caleb's saying, in my opinion. But he just doesn't show up enough, I think, to earn the respect, I think, of what Caleb's talking about is, I think if he came more consistently, he actually played more consistently, he could dominate in a lot of those, especially his pitching. His pitching is really good when he's on, and that was always the big question when he played for the Bombers in his first season, was his pitching going to hold up? But, I mean, he ended up being, top 5, top 8 ERA, something like that?
Yeah, he's had a great ERA. His 2015 campaign hurt him, but he's had 110 strikeouts in 51 innings. That's an average of 2 strikeouts per inning. Jeremiah reminds me of a vintage 2015 Matt Dykstra. He's a good pitcher, a decent hitter, who just can't give a shit about the league. You know what I mean? Like, he comes and he's good, but he doesn't care. He's got a new job working with Sitter, and it's going to be hard to tell if he'll be able to make a commitment next year, but there's just something about it that he just comes to have fun and plays. And I think it was a little different when he won the championship. He seemed into it that year. But I don't know. Is what it is. He faces Jeremy Ross. Jeremy Ross is someone I did not know much about this year. Too many players for me to keep track of, but he messaged me about wanting to be an owner, and that shows me his desire for wanting to come next year. He claims he's going to come every week, and I hope to see it. But as of right now, Jeremiah beats Jeremy in this matchup. So we will go to the 13:52. Tell us what we got.
We've got Grant Reinhardt against Brandon Swanson. Brandon Swanson is another Purdue Northwest project. Came for a few games, wasn't really consistent. Grant's been a 3-year owner, 4-year owner, 4-year owner. So that one's pretty easy to me. Grant moves on here.
Yeah. So who we're talking? Grant. I think he wins this one. So I think Grant wins this one pretty easily. Brandon came only a couple games. He had a couple good, showings. He had hit a home run, I think, when he played for you, Caleb. But I think Grant, he's done a lot for the league and been around more. So I think it's easy matchup there.
Brandon Swanson only played 3 games. He had a good showing. He's actually like a show host. Austin sent me some videos of him hosting some sports shows, so maybe we can get him on doing some stuff there. But obviously Grant's a 4-time owner. He's built our strike zones. Beautiful strike zones.
Yes.
I love
Very
them.
beautiful.
Metal. I mean, fantastic strike zones.
Let's put him on the board.
You want to know something funny? Grant's a 13 seed. Kyle Reinhardt's a 14 seed. How do you feel about that? Grant beat him out by 1.
I mean, Grant has been an owner for 4 years. Kyle hasn't been an owner once. So Kyle was an owner the first year? Oh, yeah, that's right. Superstars, wasn't it?
No, he was the
Honey Nut Each
Honey Nut Each Rose. Actually won a Whiffy Award. I just saw Brett, who showed up in his panties, just saw his pure butt cheeks. Thank you for that. It's a thong. Okay.
So Grant wins.
So Jeremiah, Jeremy, Grant, Brandon. Who you got making the Sweet 16, Greg?
Jeremiah. No
Yeah,
need for discussion.
This is tough. I think Grant kind of turned around his image this year because, well, there was no really place for it to go but up after the past few years. But I think this year solidified Grant as being someone that can do productive things as an owner. I'm going to take Grant in this matchup, actually.
I got Grant as well. Grant led a team to the championship in 2015. He's done a lot for the league that goes unseen, unheard. We give him a lot of shit. He doesn't deserve it. Okay, he deserves 75% of it, but the other 25% he doesn't deserve. And I feel like Grant should get it over Jeremiah, who's just been a player. But we'll see how the players vote. So we'll go to
I guess
last.
I'm the only one making money moves here, making the big,
Yeah, you are making
big guesses.
some big guesses.
I know.
8 in, 8 out. Let's go to the next matchup. 12 versus 53. Jack Hilligan's Jake Altoff. Although Jack Hilligan's could be called Jake, some people call him Jake. It's ironic that these two are matching up. Greg, start us off. You were Jack's teammate, or Jake?
Which I was both actually. I played with just me and Altoff one time. Just
Dream team.
me
Dream
and Jake
team.
Altoff when the commissioner was probably playing against us, so he got an easy win. So anyway, and yeah, Jack showed up for his first I think full year this year. Only missed. Oh, did he? Okay, so he showed up. He played through an injury. We all thought he got a pretty bad injury, and he came back, played through the injury. So he's really good when he's on the field. So I'm gonna have to go with Jack.
Yeah, this isn't even a question. I don't know why Jake Altoff is even on this list. Honestly, no, I don't even.
How did he get out of the top 8 or the bottom 8? That's the question.
Jake Altoff, I don't even know why he came to Leroy. I mean, he's undoubtedly the worst player in Leroy history. I mean, nobody likes him. I'm glad he didn't return this year.
Hey,
He was dead weight to the league. So Jack advances just from sheer hatred towards Altoff. Fuck you, dude.
Wow.
That was controversial, and I love it. Jake
That
played
was
6
something.
games. He's 0-5-1.
How did we get a tie in there?
Um,
How was he lucky enough to get a tie?
he showed up this year wearing boots. Remember that day was so windy? We didn't even play games. Never saw him again this year. I love Jake. He dabs way too much, but I hope he comes back. Jack Hilligan's was an inspiration to me this year. I really I tear up thinking about it. What he did for the league coming back. Just minus Morenzi. He did have that big hit against AWAA. But Jack's going to come back strong next year when he's drafted by the Truckers. I take Jack in this one. Next matchup, number 21 seed Drew Enningberg and number 44 seed Ben Bima, 2 players who haven't played this year. Greg, hit me up.
Oh my gosh, this is a dumpster fire of picks here. I mean, Drew and Ben, right? So, oh man,
Drew's got a championship as an owner.
yeah. Well, there's also a time when Matt Dykstra said, "Oh no, there's no way you're hitting that on a pitch thrown by Drew Hennigenberg." So,
Is it
anyway,
safe to say that 2014
we've
was,
come a
was-
long way. We've come a long way. So, I think Drew will edge out. I mean, he's been there more consistently, like you said. He was one. I think more people know him and would vote for him over Ben Bima.
Ben Bima has a career 4.29 ERA.
It's a lot better than mine.
Again, Ben Bima probably pitched to Tony Dykstra for a good 10 at-bats in one game, so that's good. I'm going to take Drew. He won a championship. It's really simple. I mean, with these picks, neither one of these guys are even going to vote, so here you go. All right, and that's good for that matchup. Moving on to the next matchup.
Wait, who we got? Ben and who? Drew Hennigenberg.
Drew.
Let me tell you something about Drew Hennigenberg. Drew Hennigenberg's going to be my future brother-in-law, okay? I love this guy. He's got a lot of stuff going on, too, but he won a championship in 2014. He set the standard for what it is to win a championship that guys like Brett and Kevin Rogue followed through the years. I think that Drew needs to win this. So who do you got? Jake Altoff, Jake Hilligans, Drew Hennigenberg, Ben Bima. Who makes the Sweet 16 out of you, Greg?
Jack, 1,000%.
Jack.
I got Drew Hennigenberg. I want Drew Hennigenberg to win this. F you, Jack. Jack me off.
He didn't want me to be the only one making like controversial guesses.
I love Drew. I hope he wins this. Last four, and then we're gonna move. Then you'll hear from us
let's
again in
wrap
5
this
days.
up.
I love this matchup. Number 28, Cody Martin. Number 37, Ryan Barnes. Who do you got?
Well, this is a matchup of giants here. Two absolute powerhouses in Leroy. I think I'm going to go with Ryan Barnes just from the sheer perspective of how riled he got Matt Dykstra throughout the season. It was great to see. Ryan, I think you get the players' vote for getting Matt's knickers in a knot.
Yeah, screw Ryan Barnes. We're going with Cody Martin. Don't even know who the guy is.
Cody Martin played 2 games, and
He should win in a landslide.
he was a stud in those 2 games. Let me look up some stats about what Cody Martin was.
Drive win in 3 hours.
Cody Martin has the best average, 778. He had 4 home runs and 7 at-bats, 10 RBIs in 9 at-bats. He had 10 RBIs and 9 at-bats. Who knows? But this team, he was on Grant's team. He was on the Muffin Men. And but Ryan Barnes was a good player this year. I love that Ryan came out. He adapted well, played some great games. I hope he comes back next year. I think he will, and I think his ranking will move up. I'm going to go Ryan Barnes on this one. Final matchup, number 5 seed John Gibson, number 60 Isaiah DeVries. What's your thoughts on this one, Greg?
Who
Isaiah DeVries. He's from DeMont.
and who?
And John Gibson.
Oh. Why is this even a question? Next person, John. Okay, let's go.
I think Isaiah really did some big things for Leroy in our shoe department. I think he's the only one to show up wearing soccer cleats. He showed up wearing some 2012 Adidas bounce backs. I think that's what they were called. It was inspirational. He was out there changing lives. And then
Next.
yeah. Well, the cool thing was he brought his sister, who was also his girlfriend, so that was good too. So.
Who, Isaiah's girlfriend?
Yeah, was also his sister. So.
No, Isaiah was dating my wife's sister, Courtney, at the time. Yeah, that's how I got him there. He was dating Courtney, and that broke off. Isaiah was a big Lana Del Rey fan, and I connected very well over that. Lana Del Rey is good music, Greg.
We're going
John Gibson, Cody Martin, Ryan Barnes, Isaiah DeVries. Who you got in the Sweet 16?
John
Greg?
Gibson.
Isaiah DeVries.
I got John Gibson. This has been our second podcast. Thank you, Greg, for coming on. Again, thank you, Caleb. 5 days, you'll hear from us. Segment number 3. We love you. Over.